Today on Toledo Cars, we test out our new TJ Wrangler. Hello everyone, we are in the new Jeep. It's a 2000 TJ. It's a Sahara with the 6-cylinder 4-liter motor, so the bigger, more desirable motor. Still the 5-speed. It's the NV3550, so a really nice, desirable transmission with a little bit lower first gear. It's supposed to be rated to hold a little bit more power and torque than the AX15. So we have a pretty nice, desirable rig. It's on a 2-inch spacer lift, which the prior owner installed. I probably wouldn't have done it that way, but for right now, it performs okay. And I actually like the amount of flex that I was able to get out of it at the off-road park yesterday. I have some takeoff 33s from a TJ Wrangler that we were able to pick up pretty inexpensively. So those are on the Jeep too. So I have a 2-inch lift, 33s, no fenders, which gives me some extra clearance to run those bigger tires. And yeah, it's been a pretty good Jeep so far. So what I'm gonna do now is cut together a nice comparison video for you of this Jeep and my old Jeep, which was the 4-cylinder 5-speed TJ Wrangler of the same year. So enjoy. So let's talk pros for the old Jeep first. The 4-cylinder was a lot lighter, and that made a big difference off-road. The 4-cylinder also has lower gearing, 410s at the axles instead of 3.73s. It may not sound like much, but it's noticeable when going over obstacles. Another pro is that it's so bare bones that it was easy to clean. And there's just less to break on this Jeep, less stress on all the parts, a lot less going on that gives you a little bit more confidence off-road. One of the notable negatives of the old Jeep was that it had no lift, and I was constantly struggling without having the right amount of belly clearance to clear obstacles. And now for the biggest con, it's slow. Now let's talk about the new Jeep. Is it faster? Yes, but it's still a brick. I just find that it has a lot more torque and you don't need to wind out the engine quite as much. It cruises a little better at highway speed, but the top end difference really isn't that much. Gearing is worse for off-road, but the extra torque makes up for it. I do find myself going a little faster than I want on tricky obstacles. This new Jeep really shines in the areas of creature comforts. The AC works, the cruise control works, and the stereo is much better. It's a much comfier ride. And while the 4-cylinder does have some benefits off-road, overall this new Jeep does outperform it off-road because of the lift and the bigger tires. For instance, my other Jeep did not have the belly clearance to clear this obstacle and get over it without sliding over some of these pipes. But this Jeep has enough flex and articulation and clearance to get into some tougher places. Even with the spacer lift, instead of a spring lift being less than ideal, I was very pleased with how the suspension performed. The matched shocks seem to have enough travel, however, I do need to adjust those old bump stops. For comparison's sake, here's as flexed out as I could get my old TJ. And here is the new TJ. Keep in mind, the new TJ is not running a sway bar in the front. For direct comparison between the old Jeep and the new Jeep, let's talk money. I bought the old Jeep for $3,000. I did about $1,100 in frame repairs, $400 in wheels and tires, and about $500 in miscellaneous repairs for a total cost of $5,000. So how does that compare with this more expensive 6-cylinder Jeep? Well, I purchased this from Facebook Marketplace for $3,300. It needed a new transmission, so a used replacement was around $1,500, parts and labor with a new clutch, new master and slave cylinder. Wheels and tires were $400 again, the new bumper was $300, and the new top was $500. New U-joints in the front were $200, and I have about another $400 in the CB radio and miscellaneous odds and ends, for a total spend on this Jeep so far of $6,600. So there is the dollars to donuts difference on two budget Jeeps of the exact same year with a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder. Now, I got a very good deal on my 6-cylinder Jeep. I don't know if that's replicable in today's market. I did buy it earlier this year, but with that bad transmission, I was able to fix that at a good price. With that said, if I had put $1,600 into the suspension of the other Jeep, it would be just as capable off-road, if not more so. However, it still wouldn't be as comfortable. It wouldn't have air conditioning, it wouldn't have carpet, and it wouldn't have cruise control. And those things are pretty nice. Now that I have them, I appreciate them and I like them. The difference off-road isn't massive. I still got stuck and hung up on a lot of the same places. Yes, I have a little bit more clearance, but as you can see, I'm still not going to get up this obstacle that I wouldn't have got up in my other TJ. It's not a huge difference. And I think what this boils down to is if you want to build a hardcore off-road machine, I think you'll save some money and see some benefit by going with the 4-cylinder. I think, however, if you want a daily driver and something that's more fun and more capable on the road and more comfortable, you're better off going with the 6-cylinder because you'll get some better things. You'll get some better features like cruise control, air conditioning, carpeting, and all those other good things that are going to help you on the road. So that's my takeaway from building these two Jeeps and experiencing these two things. Anyway, guys, we hope you had fun, and we hope to see you out there in whatever you bring to the trails. Any rig is a great rig that gets you out there and lets you have some fun. See you next time.